Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about how to do a proper documentation for an assignment. Here we are not going to talk about how to do the assignment, rather we'll think about how we can prepare the documentation so that it will be easier to continue with the assignment. So the things I'm talking about now, it's going to be the ones you're going to have to do within 1 or 2 days that you got the assignments. So here I am taking this particular assignment form as an example. So in this one, they are mentioning the qualification and the module type and all that. And they also mentioned that how many words of documentation that they are expecting. So you need to think about it beforehand and you have to prepare about within that amount. Usually that happens within like 10 plus or minus 10 percentage. So in case you're wondering, like if it is 3000 word, you can be writing within 2700 to 3300 words, like that. Just fill on few parts of the feedback form, the things like module, student, accessor, those details you can fill, but the rest, the strong feature of your word or area of improvement, those are the things the lecturer will fill here. So you have to leave that empty. Then comes the scenario. So once you see the scenario, just read it out. You don't have to completely understand it immediately. So first you have to read all the questions. That's how the assignment starts. Here they will mention something about learning outcomes. That means a particular subject or a module have some sort of a learning outcome. In here they mentioned you need to be able to explain structured programming concept. So if there are any concept, you need to be able to explain it. Likewise, you need to be able to design a basic structured computer program. So that's a proof that you understand the module properly and you are giving out all the answers. Herein you can see all the tasks. The learning outcomes won't be an issue because that's a thing that needed, but everything has to be under report format in computer related assignments. So they are giving out all the questions as tasks. For everything listed under, you need to be able to make it like a report and submit it. So this is how it works. But the scenario is a guideline to how the things works, and the questions are how you tackle it. For example, if I take this system design of task 2, they are mentioning identify the requirements of the system to be implemented and produce detailed requirements specification, and then they ask design flowcharts according to the SRS. SRS is have all the details that are required by the system, and you have to be able to design all the things that's up to that standard. Because in case, for example, you're taking the flow chart, that means if something happens, you need to be able to do this. If something happens, it has to be done these things, like those things you have to be able to clearly mention in the documentation. Then once you start the program should be working according to that. Let's say if this system requires a functionality, specific functionality like a login or something, it needs to be mentioned here, like once a user comes to that, once he clicked um, login part, where is it goes or how it works, and once if the user input a wrong username or password, how it should work. Likewise, those are the things are very important in this system. And then when we implement the system, we need to be able to implement the system according to the proposal. Like if you are mentioning or the requirement comes up, like you need to develop the program in C++ program, you need to be able to do it with that. So here is the marking scheme. This is how the lecturers or the person who correct your paper will understand or will define how they will give you the marks. So for example, if you have 4 variation of marking scheme, they're taking it as poor, good, satisfactory, and excellent answer. So depend on how you are understanding this marking scheme, you can also get your answers from that. Because you see, if your understanding is really poor and if you're not answering it properly, even then you might be able to get 0 to 3 marks. Usually you will have to get 41 to get a pass marks. Every task might have different sort of a markings given for that task because of uh, the severity of the answer that required or the way it's supposed to make it. The methodology is the thing that we are initially preparing, and it's basic start, but it doesn't require much of the time. And also, the design takes a lot of time, and system implementation really takes a lot of time. So that's how they are dividing the marks through all the tasks. So you have to prioritize what you're going to write more, but in software terms there are really hard things because without having to decide all the methodology, in case you are going through structured or object oriented, whatever it is, you have to decide it beforehand. Otherwise, in case you changing it in the middle, it won't work like that. So do that properly in the start and start the design. In case you're having any doubts, usually there will be a lecturer for every team or every person, and you can ask them directly. They will guide you in that. As I tried to mention before, always try to give a satisfactory answer and then go for good or excellent type of answer. You can see and understand it. See, they are asking or excellent answer or comprehensive answer like that. So it's not an actual answer. It can be modified. So what I am saying here is you have to give out an answer. Once you get the assignment, print it out, and if there are unnecessary part like this criteria or something else, you can just take it out from the assignment and print a clear copy from there. Just write it down whatever the answer comes to your mind, and then after some time or the next day or like that, come back again and go through it and try to give a different answer or modify that answer a good level. It was a good level answer, it can be an excellent answer over time. So for that to happen, you have to be able to do this every once in a while before the submission date. Once you're starting the assignment, make sure to just give out all the introduction and all the things that you are required for the assignment beforehand. Like if you are to write down a reference, you can give it out a section for it or rather just a page for it within the Word document. That way, it will be easy for you to come to the page and write on whatever you wish to put it there, and you can start doing different pages, and you can again come back to this page and you can follow through it. So it will be like an clear path, like you're structuring it and then you're coming to every pages and you're giving out your input day by day, and that will add up all the words, and it won't take much of a time or anything. It will be like an easy way to do things. Making the content page is really easy. By using the reference tab in Word and click on table of contents, you can create the contents form easily. And if you have it automated like this, and you can click on some sort of update table area, and then you can automatically update it. So in that case, if you are putting the pages heading with heading tab 1 or 2 or 3, that will automatically pick it up and it will align all things in content form, and it will automatically pick up the page itself stays as well. So it will be really easy for you to get all this done. When doing all the documentation preparation, do the test plan and test cases also, or give out all the chart and everything. That way you will cover up some of the text as well. Some in some places they won't take introduction or references within the words within that for the total counting, but it will add up anyway. That's all for the video. I hope I have covered some of the idea. There are a lot more to cover, but still it's a basic start. In case if I'm not clear with anything and if you have any doubt, please leave it in the comments, and if you have the answer for your question, I'll definitely respond. Thank you.